Do you have a problem with that?
That's like 23 loaves.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
That'd be
bread.
a lot of bread. You need to get sponsored by Wonder Bread, even at its prices. But you need to make sure that during the rides, you're experimenting with what you need to do. During the ride, you need to get, similar intakes of carbohydrates. I generally eat about 1 gel and 1 carbohydrate replacement during an hour of workout. And that's only if I'm going a couple hours. If you're going for a 3 or 4 hour, a century or a race that's longer, you need to be eating, pretty solid food during as best as solid food as you can, whether it be a bar or something else.
I just say for newbies, me, my mom, it's my mom and everyone. I think it's a good idea to sort of while you're in here, practice eating while you're on the bike.
That's a
So
good
that
idea.
you're not out on the road and learning,
Yeah.
It's better to reach with your right hand than your left and tip over.
Yeah, if you're really new, practice in here while you're riding, reaching down and getting your bottle instead of stopping maybe, and get used to doing stuff like that while you're doing, because a lot of people, they don't get comfortable enough with doing it on the road. So what does happen is they per se, if you've heard the term bonk, you don't get enough energy or you get dehydrated because you're not comfortable with doing it on the bike. So you need to get used to doing that, and this is the perfect time to get used to those little things during the winter. But for you guys, the most important thing, I want you to really focus on your nutrition, getting enough calories for the workouts. It's going to increase your time to exhaustion. You're going to get higher quality workouts, which you're going to be able to have a higher power output while we're working out, and therefore you're going to have better gains, bigger gains for the workouts that you're doing. And it's all about getting the most for your money whenever we go shopping or anything like that. For every hour that we put in, we want to get the most we can out of it. So do the best you can to make sure you're fueled properly, and then get something within the first 30 minutes after to get recovered. And the first 30 minutes has been proven that if you get that during that time, you're going to recover much quicker and be ready for your workout the very next day. If you leave here, drive home for 45 minutes in traffic, and then, go to work or whatever, and 2 hours later you're getting something, the next day's workout will feel a lot harder than it should have if you had just eaten something, even if it's a banana, right after the workout. But I want to kind of finish with that because we could go on forever. Does anybody have any questions, that something they wanted answered that I can help you with? We can, we see it a lot and we can talk more always, but is there something that you want to talk about that might help everybody? Anybody?
What's a good recovery drink if you just, something easy, convenient? Does chocolate milk work for that?
Something easy that I use because frankly, I can't afford to buy a big jug of some of this expensive stuff. Chocolate milk. And I've actually seen, things in cycling magazines where they've done comparisons. And with the protein and carbohydrate ratio with the sugars, it's one of the best out there compared to even all the scientific stuff that's out there. So,
Oh, great.
I just get a big Costco sized one.
Just what I need.
And ask my wife or my mother-in-law, the Costco sized one doesn't last very long in my house. And I'm the only one that drinks it. Other things that people might wonder about, cramping. Cramping is there's several things that can contribute, and it's not always just electrolytes. Some of it can be, muscle fatigue for that particular muscle group. So sometimes it's looking at your bike position. Sometimes it is looking at your protein intake. They found that sometimes if you're not getting enough protein, so you want to make sure you do get some protein while you're working out. There's a lot of products out there, electrolyte replacement drinks. I've used Tums before. Take some Tums. There's Endurolites. There's a lot of things, and you guys are going to need to experiment, especially if you're doing longer centuries. You're going to need to experiment with what works for you to be able to make sure it sits well.